Thank you very much for your interest and for sharing with us your valuable time to participate in today's webinar. We shall now see the webinar program containing the program schedule for the week-long webinar. For today, we shall have the opening program, an overview of the PRPP, as well as the overview of the workshop topics. And then later in the afternoon, we shall have a question and answer and to be followed by our closing program. For the succeeding days, we will be joined with various resource speakers. For February 3, our day 2, the topic will be on risk assessment and overview. And as we have mentioned a while ago, our resource speaker would be Mr. Dion Mahoney. We shall also have our day 3 about the topic role of risk assessment in public health with our resource speaker, Dr. Agnes Agunos from the FAO Regional Office for Asia and the Pacific. For our fourth day, we shall be joined with our resource speakers, Dr. Hans Marvin and Dr. Yamine Buzembra, talking about the big data in food safety and food fraud. So that will be it. That will be the progress of our webinar series. And now, we shall be sharing the webinar reminders. To all the participants, kindly note the following reminders for this webinar. We would like to inform the participants that the whole webinar will be recorded for documentation purposes. Please sign the attendance for today's webinar through the Google form that will be announced and sent in the Zoom chat box. We would also appreciate it if you would fill out the evaluation form through the Google form that will be provided at the end of the seminar. You can access the link at bit.ly/capital FSRA101-pre-D1 and bit.ly/FSRA101-post-D1. For a smooth discussion of the topics, we will be automatically turning off your audios while the presentation is ongoing. Audio will be turned on for everyone during the question and answer after the lecture. So for any questions regarding the topic, you may type it in the Q&A chat box, and an upvote or a similar question, you can also raise your hand during the Q&A portion. For the following days of the webinar, to obtain a certificate, please make sure to accomplish the attendance and quizzes provided. A certificate of participation will be sent via email to participants who have signed the attendance and answered both quizzes for each day of the FSRA 101. Moving on to our main agenda for the webinar today, to officially launch the Food Safety Risk Assessment 101 FSRA 101 Basics of Ensuring Food Safety from Farm to Fork, a tripartite subseries webinar series, we would like to introduce our resource speaker for today. Our resource speaker is Assistant Professor Abigail S. Rustia. She is a faculty member at the Department of Food Science and Nutrition, College of Home Economics of the University of the Philippines, Diliman. She is also the project leader of the DA-BAR-funded Mango Project and the DOST-funded Philippine Food Safety Risk Profiling Project, and has taken over the Corn Kits Project funded by the DOST Pishard. Our resource speaker has undergone numerous training programs, including the Microbiological Risk Assessment Program of the ASEAN-Australian Strengthening ASEAN Risk Assessment Capability to support, risk assessment capability to support food safety measures project. During her time as a senior research specialist at the National Food Authority, she was assigned as the head of the Technical Working Group on Risk Assessment of Aflatoxin in White Corn and became a member of the ASEAN Expert Group of Mycotoxin Profiles. As a research specialist, she evaluated chemical contaminants based on dietary exposure assessment using microbiological and chemical risk assessment as a tool to generate sound technical data in the programs of food control agencies in the development and implementation of food safety and quality standards in the Philippines. She also handled the NFA FDC DA bar project on achievable levels of cadmium in seafood for export. In her time as the faculty in her time as the faculty in charge of the UP Pilot Food Plant, UPD DOST NCR Food Innovation Facility, or the UPFIF, from 2015 to 2020, she has spearheaded numerous research and development projects on food safety and food processing technology, including the utilization of mango and the development of 35 prototypes using the DOST High Impact Technology Solutions, or DOST HITS, equipment of the DOST HITS equipment. She has also been inducted as an associate member of the National Research Council of the Philippines Division 5 for the Biological Sciences. Without much further ado, may we call on the project leader of the Philippine Food Safety Risk Profiling Project, Assistant Professor Abigail S. Rustia.
I would like to once again greet everyone a good afternoon. To begin our sub-series of webinar this week, I would like to give you an introduction to the project behind this week-long event, the Philippine Food Safety Risk Profiling Project. The Philippine Food Safety Risk Profiling Project, also known as the PRPP, is a 3-year project under the DOST Integrated Food Safety Program. It is an initiative funded by the Department of Science and Technology and implemented by the University of the Philippines, Diliman, particularly in my home college, the College of Home Economics, Department of Food Science and Nutrition. The project is led by yours truly with the aspiration of changing our national response towards food safety issues from reactive to preemptive through the establishment of risk profile. To give you an overview, I will be talking about how this project was conceptualized, its background, the project team, its scope and activities, as well as how we intend to communicate with the general public. Starting with history. My background and interest in risk assessment has been forged in my experience as a recipient of the ASEAN Australia Development Cooperation Program on strengthening the risk assessment capability to support food safety measures project back in 2006. From then, I had been exposed to different studies and endeavors on risk assessment. The proposal for the PRPP the proposal for the PRPP had been conceptualized early in 2017, but it was only on October 4, 2018, when it was presented to the DOST Committee for approval. The project was formally approved by the DOST PSHERD on October 25, 2018, through the notarization of the MOA. Upon this, a team has been identified by the project leader to be part of the project to turn its visions and goals into actions and concrete results. The team includes 13 science research specialists and several project assistants. Project staff including Dr. Kashana Blanca Villarino and Miss Wendy Leda from UP Diliman College of Home Economics, Dr. Crisanto Lopez of the Ateneo de Manila University, and the late Dr. Alonso Gabriel. And we are also in close communication with our technical advisors, Mr. Dion Mahoney and Dr. Erniel Barrios, for risk analysis and statistical science, respectively. The mission of the PRPP is to contribute to the national goals for food safety by providing support initiatives for the Philippine National Food Safety Risk Managers with a vision to have a safe food for everyone through science. Our main objective is to provide food safety risk managers a due share of information on the evaluation of food safety risk and to help the food safety risk managers prioritize food hazard food commodity combinations for risk analysis. To achieve this, the PRPP seeks to identify and prioritize food safety issues, bridge information on food safety gaps, and establish risk profiles of hazards in food commodities relevant to the National Food Safety Risk Managers, Department of Agriculture, and the Food and Drug Administration, which will further the conduct of risk assessment and may potentially improve the culture of response towards food safety concerns from reactive to preemptive approach. In consultation with the relevant stakeholders, the following list shows the food hazard food commodity combinations under the study by the project. These are verified with some even requested by the Philippine Food Safety Risk Managers in response to food safety issues faced by the country, such as the possible risk of heavy metals due to the Taal eruption and the presence of methanol in Lambanog. Note that the combinations in this list are still under the study and should not be taken out of context. The PRPP follows a systematic process in risk profiling. Some of the activities are coordination with relevant food safety regulatory agencies and other relevant stakeholders, capacity building of potential risk assessors and leaders in risk profiling, development of risk profiles through narrative review, validation of food safety information, and bridging gaps in food safety data by analyzing the exposure pathway of the hazard in the food chain, generation of hazard contamination data where needed, peer review of risk analysis expert, review of the draft risk profiles, consolidating the final documents into a dossier, and cascading the knowledge and process of risk profiling to representatives of the relevant food safety regulatory agencies, non-government organizations, and academe. We have already started our initiative in cascading knowledge through face-to-face seminars in 2019. With the onset of the pandemic, we encountered setbacks which we turned into challenges, and thus we have conceptualized a webinar series of capacity building activities to support Philippine food safety efforts entitled Pagkaing Pinasafe. The first of this webinar series launched last December of 2020 with the aim to strengthen the capacity of potential risk assessors in conjunction with the functions of risk managers in data collection for food safety risk profiling. And now, with the objective to capacitate individuals with knowledge and awareness on the general aspects of food safety risk assessment, we are officially launching the Food Safety Risk Assessment 101, Basics on Ensuring Food Safety from Farm to Fork. This is a tripartite sub-series, and we have invited international experts who we are excited for all of you to meet and learn from. Tomorrow, February 3, Mr. Dion Mahoney, our risk analysis expert and food safety advisor from Produce Marketing Association, Australia New Zealand Limited, will give us an overview on risk assessment. Following that, on February 4, we will meet Dr. Agnes Agunos, who is with Public Health Agency Canada and previously associated with the UNFAO. She will be discussing the role of risk assessment in public health with a subtopic on antimicrobial resistance, her field of expertise. And for the last day, we will have experts from the Wageningen Food Safety Research, Dr. Hans Marvin and Dr. Yamin Buzenbrak, to speak about big data in food safety and food fraud. We hope to see you all for the next couple of days. Meanwhile, we would also like to share the publications of the PRPP, especially our food safety briefs and infographics, which are also available in our official social media accounts. We are in Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Adding to the fact that we are forced to convene online because of the restrictions of this ongoing pandemic, we are in the age of technology, thus almost everyone, especially our young people, are absorbed in the internet. We hope our presence in these social networking sites will be able to bridge scientific information to the general public in a manner that anyone and everyone, especially the Filipinos, can understand. With this, I would like to end by saying food safety is everyone's responsibility. Let us all partake in our journey to pagkaing mas pinasafe. Thank you and good afternoon.
Foodstuffs presents Ano ang PRPP? Sa pamumuno ni Assistant Professor Abigail S. Rustia, na-conceptualize ang proyektong Risk Profiling of Hazards in Philippine Foods to support national risk management sa pagitan ng UP Diliman at DOST. Ito ay binansagang Philippine Risk Profiling Project o PRPP. Bakit may PRPP? Para maintindihan kung ano nga ba ang kahalagahan ng PRPP, talakayin muna natin ang mga sumusunod. Food Safety Act of 2013, Risk Analysis, at Risk Profiling. Ang Republic Act No. 10611 o mas kilala bilang Food Safety Act of 2013 ay may tatlong layunin. Protektahan ang publiko sa mga sakit na nakukuha sa pagkain at tubig at mga pagkaing marurumi, hindi kaaya-aya o hindi ligtas. Mapagtibay ang tiwala ng industriya at ng consumer sa food regulatory system at makamit ang pag-unlad ng ekonomiya sa pamamagitan ng pagsulong ng pantay na pagkakataong makibahagi sa lokal at pandaigdigang kalakalan. Alinsunod sa Food Safety Act of 2013, ang risk analysis ay isang science-based na pamamaraan ng pagsasaliksik tungkol sa food hazards at risks na dapat maging basihan ng gobyerno sa pagbuo ng mga batas at pamantayan patungkol sa pagkain. Ang risk analysis ay binubuo ng tatlong hiwalay ngunit magkakaugnay ng mga elemento, ang risk management, risk assessment, at risk communication. Ang risk management ay proseso ng paggawa ng mga alternatibong polisiya at pamantayan patungkol sa pagkain na nakatuon sa pagprotekta sa kalusugan ng mga Pilipino at sa pagsiguro na patas ang mga gawi sa kalakaran ng pagkain. Ang risk assessment ay ang siyentipikong pagsusuri patungkol sa panganib na kaakibat ng pagkain na maaaring may masamang epekto sa kalusugan ng mga Pilipino. Ang risk communication ay ang aktibong palitan ng impormasyon sa pagitan ng risk assessors, risk managers, at publiko. Unang hakbang sa risk management ang risk profiling. Ang risk profile ay isang dokumentong nagsusuri ng level ng panganib na maaaring maidulot ng kontaminadong pagkain. Dito maibabase ng mga risk managers ang mga panganib patungkol sa pagkain na dapat nilang pagtuunan ng pansin at ang mga datos na dapat pa nilang ipakalap at ipasuri bago magbigay ng desisyon at polisiya patungkol sa mga panganib na ito. So ano nga ba ang gagawin ng PRPP? Layunin ng PRPP ang makatulong sa mga ahensyang nagsusulong ng food safety sa bansa sa pamamagitan ng pagsasaliksik ng mga impormasyon ukol sa hazards na maaaring kaakibat ng ating mga pagkain at ang kaugnay na panganib na maaaring maidulot nito sa ating kalusugan at pangangalakal ng pagkain. Paano nila gagawin ito? Sa pamamagitan ng risk profiling. Sa paggawa ng risk profile, ang PRPP ay kakalap muna ng mga datos ng consumption, outbreak, at detention na konektado sa pagkain para makapili ng food hazard combination na kanilang pagtutuunan ng pansin at kanilang gagawan ng risk profile. Sa bawat napiling kombinasyon ng pagkain at hazard, ang PRPP ay gagawa ng review ng available na impormasyon para malaman kung ano ang mga kulang na datos na kailangan pang saliksikin. Matapos nito, ang PRPP ay komprehensibong mananaliksik mula sa produksyon ng pagkain hanggang bago ito kainin para malaman ang point of entry ng hazard sa pagkain at ang kaukulang panganib na maaaring maidulot nito sa kalusugan ng mga Pilipino. Ito ay ginagawa upang magkaroon ng sapat na datos na pagbabasihan ng pagbuo ng risk profiles. Makatutulong ang risk profiles na ito sa pagpapalaganap ng impormasyon na siyang magdudugtong sa puwang sa pagitan ng mga producers, processors, at government upang maabot ang layuning maprotektahan ang kalusugan ng mga Pilipino at masigurong tama ang mga gawi sa pangangalakal ng pagkain. Para kanino ba ang PRPP? Para sa mga National Risk Managers. Layunin din ng PRPP ang makumpletong proseso ng risk profiling at maituro ito sa mga kinatawan ng gobyerno, ng mga organisasyon kaugnay sa pagkain, ng akademya at ng iba pang mga relevant stakeholder. Para saan ang PRPP? Higit sa lahat, ang PRPP ay para sa bayan. Ang misyon ng proyektong ito ay nakaangkla sa Food Safety Act of 2013 na makapag-ambag sa pambansang layunin na isulong ang food safety sa pamamagitan ng pagsuporta sa risk management. At sa hinaharap, nais na PRPP na masigurong may ligtas na pagkain, sino man at saan man, kahit sino at kahit saan, sa tulong ng agham. Sino-sino ang bumubuo sa PRPP team? Ang PRPP ay isang independent body na binubuo ng mga mananaliksik na pinangungunahan ni Assistant Professor Abigail S. Rustia na makikipagtulungan sa iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno, organisasyon, at akademya upang maisagawa ang risk profiling of hazards ng mga iba't ibang Pilipinong pagkain. Sa pangkalahatan, ang PRPP ay isang proyektong naglalayong mapalakas ang risk management system ng bansa, mapalawak ang kamalayan ng publiko sa food hazards, mapagtibay ang mga polisiya sa food safety, at makatulong sa pagsugpo ng mga panganib na kaakibat ng mga pagkain sa pamamagitan ng risk profiling.
Thank you very much, Assistant Professor Rustia, for that very informative presentation, as well as the video about the PRPP at the very end. Thank you very much to everyone who joined with us. But before we go, We would also like to present to you the Philippine Food Safety Risk Profiling Project Team by our project leader, Assistant Professor Abigail S. Rustia. This is now a photo opportunity for the rest of the team. We are now able to see the rest of the PRPP team. And now for a photo opportunity or groupie. All right, and there we go. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much for your invaluable support. To know more about the PRPP and to be updated with our latest activities like this webinar series, you may also like our PRPP Facebook page, our PRPP Twitter account at Risk Profiling PH, and to subscribe to our PRPP YouTube channel. Thank you for all of us who have sent their questions. If you have further inquiries, once again, please feel free to reach us through our email, riskprofilingph@gmail.com, and please answer our evaluation form for today's session, which you may find the link at the chat box. Another photo opportunity with our research speakers. We are joined by Mr. Dion Mahani and Dr. Agnes Agunos. Hello po. Ready? 3, 2, 1, smile. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can you ask also the dean to have picture with us?
Yes po.
Yes, I'm trying to look at the I don't know how to open my let me see, start my video. Yeah, can you see me now? Thank you.
Yes. All right. 3, 2, once again, 3, 2, 1, smile. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you,
Thank you
dean.
so
Thank
much
you.
po.
Thank you, Dion.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Doc Agnes.
Thank you, Dr.
See you tomorrow.
We hope that you can join us again tomorrow on our second day of our webinar series. And the topic for tomorrow's webinar is about risk assessment and overview by Mr. Dion Mahani. Stay safe, everyone, and see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much.